Hi guys, it's Justina and welcome to Reborn in India. Today I'm gonna tell you a story that changed everything for me. A story about my first ever solo trip. As a destination of my first weekend trip in India, I've chosen Rishikesh, a small holy town by the holy river Ganga, located in the upper state of India, Uttarakhand. Rishikesh is famous for its yoga centers and hippie spiritual atmosphere. Somebody suggested that I go there, so I did. I didn't know what to expect. There is no direct train to Rishikesh, so I booked a ticket to Haridwar, 24 kilometers from Rishikesh, and planned to spend there one night as I was arriving in the evening. I was excited for my weekend out of town and a little bit anxious as it was my first solo trip and it was in India. After 6 hours, I arrived to Haridwar. I found my hostel very close to the railway station. I went out for a walk down the street, had a dinner, and planned to wake up early. The morning view of the town was beyond all expectations. It was the first time I saw the holy river Ganga. The day was beautiful and I could feel the spirituality of the place in the atmosphere. As I walked, I was passing only locals having their morning purifying bath in the river. Set off towards Rishikesh by this funny little three-wheeled blue vehicle. Once I arrived, I easily found my hostel. At this point of my trip, I was exhausted from the heat, sweated, starving. The moment I stepped into my hostel, literally, the moment I stepped into it, immediately I was invited to go to the beach. Obviously, I said yes. Before I realized, I was heading to the river beach on a bike surrounded by mountains, looking at the Ganga river flowing between them, inhaling cool, fresh air. I couldn't believe in what was happening. The beach was just mesmerizing. Sitting there with a bunch of travelers from all around the world, I felt relief and so happy. All it took me to have the best day in India so far was to move forward, book a ticket and go with no plan. I wasn't even aware of the place I was going to. Rishikesh happens to be a unique place. The next day, I met a group of amazing people who I spent the rest of my time there with. I spontaneously cancelled my return ticket and bought a new one a few days later. We hiked to waterfalls, we rode our scooters, we drank an Indian tea in the middle of a freaking waterfall. Thank you. We connected with animals. We shared breakfasts. We shared stories. We built with flat tires. I just stepped into the Ganga river. Look at this. Ice. crossed bridges on scooters. We searched for food at 3 a.m. We failed in finding it. We met monkey families on the road. And experienced Hindu spirituality. Somehow, I missed my train, which made me think a lot. It was my decision, but I wasn't sure of this decision. I was totally insecure at the moment, not to mention that I didn't have money. I was torn inside because I wanted to stay, but I had to go back. I was hoping that the next day will show me some important reason why I stayed. This is the waterfall I would have missed on seeing if I didn't miss my train that day. But the true reason why it happened, at least this is what I think, revealed itself just a moment later on my favorite beach by the river. On that last extra day, thanks to my dear friend Odette, I realized not only that I'm not satisfied with my city life in New Delhi, but also that I don't have to and I shouldn't do anything I don't want to do. We have only one life and we should live it the way we want now, not later when we have more time, more money, less obligations. Because all we have is now. And what I wanted to do was to travel. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Namaste.